Hello there. This is Heirs to the Kingdom channel, and today's lesson we're doing chapters 19 and 20 in the book of Exodus. If you're new to this, it's a Bible study channel going through the King James Bible, not skipping anything as Scriptures command. So if you would like, subscribe and share this content, and let's go ahead and get on into the lesson. So, last we left off at the chapter, between 17 and 18. The people complained, murmurings against Moses and God. Never happy, always, we don't have enough water, we don't have enough food, we don't have enough this, don't have enough that, boo-hoo-hoo. Pretty much saying, why'd you bring us out of Egypt just to let us die here in the wilderness type stuff? Which, of course, God would not let them die. They might have felt a little discomfort. A lot of people are like that today. They get a little discomfort and think, the world's ending. That's the way they do things. The shame game type stuff, that's what they was doing. A lot of people do that today. And so, Moses also was being, run down, doing too much by listening to the problems of every single person. We're talking about 1 million something people here. And so his father-in-law came from Ethiopia with Moses' wife and 2 sons and watched and listened and gave him advisement on getting other people to, answer the small questions. And if they can't answer it, they bring you the big questions type stuff. Like I said, it's a form of government, but it's more like a military system, where you have the general, then you have, the colonel underneath from that. The colonel has captains, captains have lieutenants, lieutenants have sergeants. That's pretty much the way it goes. That's the simplest, easiest type of chain of command in the military. And then you have the president above the general, which is God. Moses was the general, so on and so forth. So we heard now the people Moses chose, they had to be godly people, ones who pretty much could communicate a little bit with the Lord. And that's what it was meaning here, to be a judge. He wasn't judging he was communicating with God. We have a section in the Old Testament where it says there's a woman in charge. She wasn't really in charge. She was the judge over Israel. But what that means is there was no man more than likely worthy enough that God could find that he could speak to, correspond with the people. So he used a woman instead. And it's the one and only time this happened. I talked about last time that more than likely this was also to be used as an embarrassment to them. That to showing, hey, you men, you're kind of bad off and useless right now because there wasn't a single one of you I could use for this position. So I had to use a woman instead type thing. But that doesn't mean that they are over these people. It's saying that God is over them. And this person is just, relaying the words from God to the people. Anyways, the father-in-law of Moses explained to him about doing it this way, so he did, and it made his life a lot easier and less hectic. And then Moses' father-in-law departed and went into his own land, is the last of 18. So let's go ahead and get started here in 19 verse 1. In the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. So it's only been 3 months, and they were already complaining left and right about no water, no food, no this, no that, blah, blah, blah. And so this just shows you that, we still have very weak people like that in all societies all around the world today. And it's like, remember what Proverbs says, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything's been done. All sins have been committed. All evil atrocities have been done. It's just now there's different technologies to do it with. But it doesn't change the fact that some people are good, some people are not. Verse 2. For they were departed from, I just remember how to say this the other day. Rephidim? No. Rephidim. I think that's what I said it was. Rephidim. Let's go with that. Rephidim. And were come to the desert of Sinai, and they pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mount. And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel. Now, of course, the house of Jacob is the 12 tribes. Jacob was the one renamed Israel. But that's the children of Israel, all the descendants thereafter. Verse 4, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings. Excuse me. And brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. So it's the same way today, keeping God's commandments and statutes and living his way, how he says, you will be a peculiar people on earth. You'll be oddballs compared to everyone else. But you'll be a treasure in the eyes of the Lord. Verse 6, And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him. And all the people answered together, and said, All that the Lord hath spoken we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and be ready against the third day, for the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourselves that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever toucheth the mount shall be surely put to death. There shall not an hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned, or shot through. Whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet soundeth long, they shall come up to the mount. And Moses went down from the mount unto the people, and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. And he said unto the people, Be ready against the third day, come not at your wives. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning, that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the nether part of the mount. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long, and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai, on the top of the mount. And the Lord called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish. And let the priests also, which come near to the Lord, sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them. And Moses said unto the Lord, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, Set bounds about the mount, and sanctify it. And the Lord said unto him, Away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee, but let not the priest and the people break through to come up unto the Lord, lest he break forth upon them. So Moses went down unto the people, and spake unto them. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Of course, here we go into the 10 Commandments. Now God is speaking this to the people, and they're still going to question things later on. This is how weak a lot of people are. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for the Lord thy God am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them and love me, and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy maidservant, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all in them is, and all that in them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Now, of course, neighbors means anybody other than what's in your home. Now, of course, going back to this kill part, it is, the word murder should be there, because self-defense is not killing somebody, that's protecting yourself. Murder and self-defense is, totally different, because God supports them going to war with other nations, which involves taking other people's lives. And God is okay with that because it is a war between two nations. These things just happen at times. God's not particularly happy about war, but, it does happen. Now, the people that start the war, well, they're the ones that can be questioned by God. The soldiers that follow, or the people that have to, get involved in to protect themselves and their families or their land and stuff, well, different story. Let's continue on here. 18. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear, but let not God speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was. And the Lord said unto Moses, Thus thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, Ye have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. Ye shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall ye make unto you gods of gold. An altar of earth thou shalt make unto me, and shalt sacrifice thereon thy burnt offerings and thy peace offerings, thy sheep and thy oxen. In all places where I record my name, I will come unto thee, and I will bless thee. And if thou wilt make me an altar of stone, thou shalt not build it of hewn stone. For if thou lift up thy tool upon it, thou hast polluted it. So here it is with the sacrifices stuff, the rules thereof, starting, this is part of the Israelite law that's been changed. The Ten Commandments still stands. This is a rule for all societies, all people, to basically live in harmony. It is possible if you obey these, if everybody in your society obeys at least the Ten Commandments. But let's continue on here. Last verse. Neither shalt thou go up by steps unto mine altar, that thy nakedness be not discovered thereon. Of course, that's basic meaning, make sure you're dressed appropriately before you come to the altar. Because part of doing the sacrifices later on, blood from the sacrifice has to be sprinkled on those who are wanting their sins covered. And the last thing that should be done is on your naked body. That would be start of a cult type behavior. But anyways, that is the end of this lesson. And this lesson went by pretty quickly. That's okay. It's a good Sabbath day. Well, the Sabbath day is ended. It's from Friday night to Saturday night is when the Sabbath actually is. And for here in Tennessee, it's afterwards. The sun is done set on Saturday. So I hope everybody did have a relaxing, easy do, Sabbath day. Hopefully you kept it holy, studied the word, whatever. Lived in peace, not caused any conflict or whatever else. That's pretty much, I guess, the most of it is about, remembering the Sabbath and keeping it holy is, just pretty much, stay in the conversation with the Lord all day. It's kind of hard to go against God and do wickedness if you're talking to him. Just my take on it anyways. But yeah, these are all type of things to pray for. Always something to pray about. Pray for the lost to find yourselves, others, all people, all nations, all things, all situations. Always something to pray about. And don't forget to give God all the praise, glory, and worship and everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. I'm going to go ahead and end this lesson here. So, until next time, God bless, good night, and goodbye.